he has to shoot the ball when he's open. You know, I think that the first couple of weeks he had his moments where he hesitated on the catch, and we need him to shoot. You know, like, and I talked about it the last couple of days in the media scrums at practice. You know, the idea that when he's open from three, he's got great size. He's a hard guy to challenge on his shot, and for whatever reason, there was hesitation early, and he'd fake when he didn't need to, and drive it. We need him to be ready and willing to make shots for our team.
Brad, it's hard to expect young guys like JAYLEN and JAYSON to play right every night basis, but the assertiveness they showed tonight, what were you looking for?
So, you know, and I know, and I'm sure I'll say it down the road or tomorrow or whenever I'm asked, but they are young guys, but to us, with the situation we're in, they're guys. Like, we need them to be guys. So it's, you know, I just got asked by Abby about if there was any praise I'd like to heap on them. I'll deal in reality and let everybody else praise them, and we need them to play well on Thursday, you know, and so we're in a situation right now where we're going to expect a lot out of those guys, and we need them to be great. We need them to be able to respond to adversity, and we need to be able to respond to pats on the back just the same. And we have high expectations for them. They should have high expectations for themselves, and they're getting a great opportunity. So we need them to continue to be good, and there's a lot of fun in that, I think.
A lot of coaches would be really cautious with what they say and everything like that, but you're pretty well straightforward.
Yeah, we need them to be good. I mean, they're impactful players, and we don't need them to do anything they don't do well. We just need them to be good at what they do well, and so, you know, and I think that obviously this past week has you know, made that pretty obvious. You know, especially until we get the two Marcuses back. No, I think everybody's different. I mean, I've always had the belief, and we've talked about this before, like, you know, I think everybody equates development with minutes, and certainly that can help in development, but I think when you have the responsibility to add value to winning, and it's, you know, in JAYLEN's case last year where, you know, if he played really well, and he did what he did really well, then he kept going, and there were times where he didn't. And I thought the best thing about him was how he just responded regardless. Like, he was great working to get better the next day, regardless if a game before had gone well or not. And I think that that's the one thing that we can take from that experience that JAYSON needs to copy. You know, JAYSON needs to be able to say, you know, no matter what happened against the Knicks tonight, he's got his shooting time for 25 minutes tomorrow. He's got to do a great job in that. He's got to be great in his lift. He's got to take care of his body. He's got to eat well, do all those other things to prepare for Thursday night. That's the reality of the league, right? It's really hard night to night, and you know, they did a lot of good things today, but a lot of people did. Yeah, I think one of the things that Gershon really can do for us is play in the seams and pass the ball. And he's a really good playmaker. He's a very capable shooter. And, you know, one of the things that I told him yesterday in practice was I really want him to think about, you know, filling that role of being able to play through him, kind of like an Al Horford, with the ability to make the next right pass. You know, he's had a couple of moments here early on that, you know, the game is moving pretty quick because it's a brand new game for him. And he was out for 4 months. He didn't do much. So, you know, we like him a lot. We think he's going to be a really good player. But the thing that I think he can do really well is play through the seams and pass.
Coach, could you talk a little about the job you guys did defensively on Porzingis, particularly Al and Aaron, and just the way they were able to really make it a rougher night than expected for Chris Stapps?
Yeah, I mean, you know, a lot of names get thrown around, rightfully so, in the defensive talk around the league. I mean, there's a lot of really good defenders, but Al's up there, and doesn't always get mentioned, and that's okay with Al. I mean, I think that he's kind of proven that he's okay with just contributing to winning, and whether he gets talked about or not. But he was great on Simmons on Friday. He was unbelievable tonight on Porzingis. And it's not just that, you know, the way that we were guarding Porzingis, we had a lot of guards switching on to him and doing different things. And I thought that both Al and then for the few minutes that Shemi was in the game on him, they both provided a good lift in that regard.
Brad, 28 assists for you guys tonight. Seems like the looks were there all night, even when you weren't hitting them necessarily early.
Yeah.
How much do you feel like you guys are just kind of settling into more of the offensive flow now, or what do you attribute that to?
I don't know about settling into anything, Brian. Like, you know, last Thursday we were doing some new stuff, you know, and so we've got a long way to go to be as good as we want to be. But our defense kept us in it when we weren't hitting shots early, but we were getting the right shots, like you said. We were moving the ball well and with a purpose, and that's got to be a staple of our team. And again, I think that it really helps when you have passing bigs. You know, and Baines made a couple of nice plays in the middle of the floor, and then Al is an easy guy to play through.
Brad, I'm wondering, what's the fine line in your eyes when young players like JAYLEN and JAYSON play with such energy and are creating turnovers like they were in the first half, between playing with energy and playing discipline? Is there a fine line?
You can do both. You can do both, and those guys do a pretty good job of it thus far. I mean, there's moments for everybody on our team, but I really like where those guys are. They both play hard, and that's a good place to start.